This is a $100 Rolls-Royce. Whoa. And this is a $20 million Rolls-Royce. I'm on a mission to find the cheapest to most expensive Rolls-Royces, finding out what different price points can get you. Like this $1 million Cullinan. Holy crap. And even this 100-year-old $1.5 million Silver Ghost. If the list is a skyscraper, the $20 million Rolls is at the penthouse on the top floor. But before we get that, we have to start from the bottom, in the trenches. All right, first on the list, the cheapest Rolls-Royce we could find, $100. Before we begin, this video is sponsored by our own premium car auction platform, sbxcars.com, where you can sell or buy some of the world's coolest cars. All right, bring it in. Wow, this boot hasn't been opened in an eternity. So the fumes inside or the air inside, I don't want to breathe that in. Oh, I'm gonna need like a tetanus shot if I... Oh, there's a grill in here. Ah, one second. Something pinched me, you know? There it is, Rolls-Royce grill. I'm sure you could clean that up. Damn, that's actually pretty... Okay, that makes sense. When you get a Rolls, normally you want the grill and the spirit of ecstasy. You're not getting that. Let's open up the boot. Okay, so the engine will need some work. It even comes with free toilet paper. Did you notice that the headlights have their own wipers and they look like toothbrushes? A crazy flex back in the day. It is wild that you can get all of this for $100. It is actually a good price, just not for me. There you go. I don't really want to sit inside. So look, if you thought you couldn't afford a Rolls-Royce, you can. It costs $100. The only problem is that it looks like this. All right, on to the next. $100 is great, but we needed to find a Rolls-Royce that could actually drive. And the cheapest one we could find was this one at $2,000. The I think it's $2K for a reason. This is supposed to go up through here, but there we go. This should be fine. Yeah. All right. This is a major step up. All the headlights are intact. The grille is there. It's clean. For $2,000, you can get a Rolls-Royce that actually works. And if you wanted to drive properly, you'll probably have to spend another $2,000 or $3,000. I have to say that this is actually something that makes a little bit of sense. Oh, well, I can't say it's clean, but it's not scary. Honestly, I'm impressed. I did not know that you could get a Rolls-Royce like this for $2,000. On to the next. Now, what if you want a Rolls-Royce that doesn't make a crazy sound every time you drive it? Well, we found this one for $10,000. Now, this is a Rolls-Royce. This is something that I would look at if I saw it rolling down the street. This is nice. I mean, this is a 1982 Silver Spirit. It does need some minor repairs. Oh, look at this. Let's take it for a drive. Oh, that is smooth. I have two armrests. I'm basically in like a chair, you know, it's soft seats, digital screens, everything feels nice. If I was someone that was looking for a Rolls-Royce, like me personally, this is the first Rolls-Royce on the list that I would actually consider buying. I don't think it can go very fast. I don't think it can go very far, but to roll around in, you know, like a calm weekend, this is good. All right, on to the next. Right, next on the list for around $20,000, you can get this. Bruh. A 1:8 scale replica model of the Spectre. And look at all the craftsmanship and detail. Very unique, just like the cars that you can find at sbxcars.com, our very own premium car auction platform, where you can buy and sell supercars, classic cars, rare cars around the world. If you're buying cars, we give you a non-stop stream of cars that you might be interested in. And if you're selling, we have a global following of over 120 million followers, giving you the largest pool of potential buyers. Everything's transparent, everything is verified, so make sure you check it out. Let's continue with the list. And now, our first modern Rolls-Royce. We're in Chesham, UK, and we came for that. Just kidding. For that. Because I was wondering, can you get a modern Rolls-Royce for around $100,000? The answer is yes. It's right there. This is a 2012 Rolls-Royce Ghost, and it's got 70,000 kilometers on the clock. But it looks clean, rims are big. Let's take a look at the inside. Dude, this is a beautiful car. I'm surprised Nice soft leather. Everything feels very premium. Where are the umbrellas at on this one? No umbrella. I wonder if that has to do with the price point. Oh yeah. The car is 13 years old, but it doesn't feel like it's 13 years old. And actually, like, it's a really nice car. So let me know if you guys had an extra $100,000 lying around. I know what I'm saying, but if you did, wouldn't you want this car? Right, on to the next. Now I gotta find out how to get out of this road. I don't think it's that way. Our next Rolls-Royce is something a little bit more special and longer. It's a limo. All right, we're leveling up. This is $130,000 now, and we're looking at a limousine, the only one in the video, because if you buy this car, you're not gonna be driving it. Instead, you're gonna be spending your time back here. Look at all this space. First of all, added legroom. You also have a TV, VHS system, infotainment, and over here, picnic table, privacy glass, which comes with speakers. Now, the only thing is if you don't have a chauffeur and you're driving this yourself, it's a little bit less convenient because it's a very long car. If I need to U-turn, it's a little bit time consuming. Easy as that. Now, what if we bump things up to just under $200,000? Next stop, Essex. Check this out. What if you want a Rolls-Royce, but you also want a convertible? Well, this is Rolls-Royce's latest non-limited convertible model, the Dawn. And this one costs around $180,000. This specific one has 90,000 kilometers on the clock, but it's got a lot of features that I love. First of all, in the back, exposed exterior wooden panels with the pinstripe. Next up is the shape. We have a lot of convertibles in the world, but how nice does this one look? It's completely flat end to end. It's balanced, it's got presence. Easy to get into the back because of the size of this door. I mean, look at the size of this thing. So if you want to hop in the back, you don't need to squeeze, you just walk right in. And back here you also have two armrests, so even though this isn't a chauffeur-driven car, you can still have a good time in the back. Of course, I got my door button because I don't want to reach all the time. So there you go. I'm biased towards drop tops and convertibles, you know, just getting some open air, more natural light, but maintaining the Rolls-Royce vibe, you know? Soft drive, silent, smooth, you're like driving on a little cloud. It makes total sense. So far, everything on the list has been secondhand. So our next stop is a Rolls-Royce showroom. Right, what if I want to buy a brand new Rolls-Royce? Then I'd go to a showroom where I can find something like this. For $300,000, I can get a Ghost. This is a Series 1, one of the last ones because now they've launched a Series 2, but still new. Take a look at that spec. Also smells brand new. New car smell. And this is beautiful. But this is a silver badge. What if I'm lucky enough to have a little bit more of a budget and I want to level up to a black badge? Well, for that, we need to go inside. But before we go there, I want to show you guys a Cullinan secondhand that we found with completely upgraded specs. Let's take a look. Now, this isn't a black badge just yet, but you're about to see why this Cullinan costs $400,000. If you want to really level up and you're looking for an almost new, clean, spec'd out Rolls-Royce Cullinan with a unique spec like this, you're looking at around $400,000. And this one has upgrades that you don't normally get. Let me show you my favorite one. It's in the back. All right, you open the boot. Mysterious box, what could that be? So I press this button. That's right. Seats. Called viewing suites actually, and it even has a little table so you can, you know, sit down, enjoy a drink, and as an additional extra, you have a starlight roof here. That is not standard, by the way. That's all an extra. And the viewing suite normally costs around $43,000. This is on top of that. Again, it's got 20,000 kilometers on the clock, so it's not brand new. It's not 0 kilometers. But if you're a serious buyer that's looking for a newish Rolls-Royce, that's the price point. The interior is matching. It's got gray, dark gray. This is all one panel, seemingly. You got the clock here, of course, says Cullinan, very nice. Ready, start, stop, and very, very fancy. I also like the center knob, the way everything feels, very mechanical, but this is what you get for $400,000. One second, look at this, ready? Secret button. Oh! Did you know Rolls-Royce has an even higher tier version of their cars? They're known as black badges. So let's get back to the showroom. Right, we're now inside the Rolls-Royce showroom and we have a car for around $500,000. It's the Rolls-Royce Spectre. But before that, I want to show you guys my luggage. Look, weighted Rolls-Royce wheels. They sell this for around $20,000. Look, Spirit of Ecstasy on the leather. And this is the absolute cream of the crop. I mean, this is brand new 2025 Rolls-Royce EV and black badge. When the car came out, when the Spectre came out, it was already crazy, but then they made it black badge, which is just a completely different level. So you have dark chrome here on the grille. This is actually an uplit Spirit of Ecstasy, so there's light that shines upwards in the nighttime. And the rims are some of my favorite that Rolls-Royce has ever made. Take a look at this interior. It's my favorite part of this car. You have the Starlight door, which looks amazing in the black. Now, this is called Peony Pink, and I think that with the white piping and stitching, it's one of the nicest Rolls-Royce interiors that I've ever seen on this specific spec. You're completely surrounded by stars on the roof, on the Starlight door, which extends to the rear. There's stars on the illuminated fascia, even on the center screen, completely surrounded. And this is the peak of Rolls-Royce. But if you want to go even wilder with more extreme modifications, where do you go? Well, we had to hop on a plane to Germany to visit Brabus. We're at an airstrip because I want to find out what a $1 million, 700 horsepower Rolls-Royce Cullinan can do. So if you want a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, you can either get the Cullinan, you can get the black badge, which is a clear level up. And if for some reason you want to go even crazier, you can get the Cullinan Brabus. And this one is the Masterpiece Edition, which means that Brabus has upgraded the outside, the inside, and the engine. First of all, let's look at the outside. 24-inch monoblock M Brabus rims, carbon fiber everywhere. You have it on the front splitter, surrounding the headlights. You have it on the nose, bonnet. And as I said, they've also done the inside. So when you open it up, every surface is wrapped in leather, everything. And it's got this kind of like shell pattern. They call this diamond shell. There it is, the Masterpiece badge. Of course, this is still a chauffeur-driven car, but now they have 700 horsepower, a little bit of carbon fiber. You want to drive it or do you want to be in the back? Very classy details, of course. The umbrella. I like the Brabus detail on the knob. Brabus clock. Everything in this interior is premium. The baby blue leather, black leather, carbon fiber finish. This is what the inside of a $1 million Rolls-Royce Cullinan feels like. Right, that's the outside and the inside. Now I want to find out what it drives like. Love that. Are we good to go?
Yes, all clear.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh! Oh! Wow! Holy crap! I wasn't expecting that, even though I knew it was going to be fast. It's like, don't forget that this is a Cullinan. Like, it's heavy, you know? And that is wild that a Rolls-Royce Cullinan with that much weight can accelerate that fast. The next car on the list, it's over 100 years old. And learning to drive a car from the 1920s was a whole experience. All right, this is it, out in the open. 1922 Silver Ghost 4050. It's over 100 years old and I'm gonna drive it. I've never driven anything like this because trust me, back then, things were a little bit different. Let's start off with the outside. First of all, huge headlights, but if you look closely, it says electric headlight because back in the day, this was something new. So it was something that really stood out, okay? Now, if you go down the side, huge horns, they look like trumpets. That's your handbrake. And speaking of electric headlights and lights, you can see right there the wiring. Because before that, They were like little lanterns, you know, with actual fire. External fuel gauge. And that's a step in case you want to jump into this area. That's both for your luggage and in case you want to carry a third passenger. Okay, this is where things get a little bit different compared to all the other cars that we have on our channel. Look at the center of the steering wheel. How much is going on? Late, early, fast, slow, governor, weak, strong carburation. You play around with these to basically optimize the car for driving. Lots of gauges. You have literal switches for things like lights. You also have, you know, for example, a very rare rev counter right there. And I am going to get a crash course on driving this, and I don't think I've ever driven anything even similar to this. I drove the Dalai Lama's Land Rover.
Very simple. Ignition on, so 2 clicks on the central boss.
Okay.
Lift it towards you in 2 clicks. This is the retard, push it away from you and down all the way to the bottom.
Yep.
Give it a little bit of hand throttle, a couple of clicks up. The car is now ready to fire. So we're going to press the starter button on the firewall.
Okay. Oh, we're in. Okay.
Advance that all the way up.
Early.
And we are ready to go and find just the sweet spot with the engine. Right about there.
Okay.
First gear.
All right. So first, done, and
Ease the clutch up, no throttle. Straight into second. Lovely. And we're away.
Oh.
The main road is coming up.
yeah.
And we're going to drive on it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, like it or not, we're going to do it. So
okay. Oh my goodness.
straight the way down into second.
Oh, okay. Okay. There we
Lovely.
Woo!
Up
Okay.
into third anytime soon. Very torquey engine.
All right.
It'll pull third around the roundabout, no
Wow.
trouble at all. And here we are driving a Silver Ghost.
In public.
This is what we call a crash course in ghost driving, but hopefully no crash.
Yeah, I agree. Man.
I'll say a couple of rosaries and we should be okay.
Neutral.
He's getting there.
Yep. And then
Third. Yeah, perfect. Nice gear change.
Woo!
Doing a great job here for a newbie. It'll do 90 miles an hour this car, so it's pretty
Wow.
fast.
Okay. On to the next car. And now we're taking the elevator to the top floor of the building. It's time for the most expensive Rolls-Royce we could get our hands on at a whopping $20 million. And this is it, the #1 most expensive Rolls-Royce on our list. And the price is hard to pin down because there's only one in the world. But if this were to go to auction today, it would fetch around $15 to $20 million. And I'm going to show you guys why. Speaking of auctions, be sure to check out sbxcars.com where you'll find cars similar to this. All right. First of all, gold-plated Spirit of Ecstasy. Down here, this license plate is valued at around $1 million. AU represents gold in the periodic table of elements. Even the paint is interesting because normally the paint line on a Phantom goes from here to there, and this is like this kind of chrome. Here they've made everything blacked out, and this continuous panel that goes underneath the window makes this car feel even longer and a little bit more villainous because this, of course, belonged to Goldfinger, the main villain in the movie James Bond, Goldfinger. And what's interesting is that in the back, you even get a golden golf putter that belonged to Auric Goldfinger. That's why you have the A there. And this represents where James Bond and Goldfinger met in the film on a golf course. Also, very interesting detail. I put my hand there. You see that says 007. This represents the tracker that James Bond stuck in Goldfinger's car in the film. Now, in the front, lots of little details. For example, if you look closely on the seats, those are bullets. Down here, bar of gold. Goldfinger celebrating 60 years, of course, since the film. Everything here that looks gold is either solid gold or gold plated. This is gold plated. The AC vents are gold plated. Secret button. Oh, didn't see that coming. This is gold, Mr. Bond. All my life, I've been in love with its color, its brilliance, its divine heaviness. Auric Goldfinger. This is an 18-karat solid gold Rolls-Royce underneath this glass panel. And it basically represents a gold bar because Goldfinger was a gold smuggler. Of course, you guys will recognize this. Ba-dam, ba-dam, da-da-dam. That's the James Bond gun barrel that you see in every single film. In the back, some more details. This picnic table actually has a fictional map of Fort Knox. And the reason for that is because in the movie, Goldfinger wanted to destroy Fort Knox and all of its gold so that his own personal gold would skyrocket. It's all a modern interpretation of the car that was in the movie, because even in the movie, the car was a 1937 Phantom 3. I'm actually going to be one of the first people in the world to drive this car. And my favorite part is that from the driver's seat, you can always see your solid gold Rolls-Royce right there. So, all right, right here, hidden button. Let's take this for a drive. I mean, I've driven Phantoms before, and I just always forget how soft the steering is. It's like effortless. This is an incredible experience, to be honest. I mean, I have never in my life driven a car where I have a literal bar of gold in my peripheral vision like this. And right now we're at Rolls-Royce headquarters near Goodwood, and I'm being allowed to drive it around the courtyard. Of course, we can't do a launch control test or like accelerations, but it feels very nice to be given the chance to drive this around.